But you know, Michael, we were just talking about my folks celebrating their 51st wedding anniversary. I understand you and your wife have been married almost 30 years?
Yeah, we're 29 years this June 21st. Yeah, you know, it's crazy, you know, and there's certain things that happen during the course of a marriage that make you realize, wow, this really is, my wife is Jewish, so she says b'sher, or meant to be. And, you know, one place that isn't dry is Miami, and she's from Miami, which is very humid, and she has very curly hair. So my very first family vacation, I was 6 years old. It was the first time we got to take a plane ride somewhere, and I was really excited because my father's uncle, my great uncle, had just become the manager of a hotel right in North Miami Beach, where my wife is from. So we flew down there, and it was just so exciting because it was January in New England, so it was otherworldly and tropical and just warm, and I was just so out of my mind about it. One day we got in the car, we got in this rental, and we went up to, I think it was Marvin's Gardens, where they have professional water skiers, and they had all these shows and everything. And it was just, you know, I'm 6 years old. It was really exciting. And then at the end of this day, I'm really tired. We drive back down the 95, and we hit this terrible traffic jam. And, you know, it was for like 45 minutes in this traffic jam. And, you know, when you look up from the back seat, your father's back looks so big. And I was like, Dad, what's the matter? What's going on? And finally, he turns to me and he goes, some hit a cow. And I look across the highway, and sure enough, there's this car, and it's just absolutely totaled. And there's a crew there of firemen, and they're cutting the roof of the car off. And I'm like, oh, this is horrible. And, you know, I'm watching, and there's this family in the car, and they're trying to get them out. And, you know, because I was 6, I never forgot it. It was something that was, you know, left an indelible image in my mind. So cut to 40-something years later, I'm in bed about 6 years ago with my wife reading a book, and she's talking on the phone with her father. And, you know, a friend of ours had just hit a deer, and it was traumatizing. And my wife was saying to her father, oh, so-and-so hit a deer, and she's so upset. And all of a sudden he starts telling this story, going like, Missy, you remember? And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, hold on. Wait a minute. How old are you? My wife and I are 2 weeks apart. She goes, oh, I was like 6. I'm like, hold on. My father-in-law was the who hit the cow? Sure enough, it was their car. They were the ones who hit the cow.
Oh, my gosh.
And here I am at 40-plus years later. Well, she's explaining it. I'm like, it was the 95, and you were like 6 years old, and it was right at sunset, and you had a blue Cadillac, and they were cutting the roof off the car. Like, yes. Oh my God.
Okay.
That is the most incredible story.
If your father-in-law did not hit that cow, everything would have changed, and you never would have wound up together. You would not have the whole, everything.
Some things are just meant to be. So there was my future wife in that car while I'm staring at her. You imagine that?
Wow.
I feel very emotional about that. Like, I feel so emotional about these two kids that would one day have this
discovery while laying in
love
bed.
affair, this marriage, and create.
I wish I could have a hug.
Oh my gosh.
That is a beautiful story.